Okay folks, we are a bit late in starting here. The match on in the Virtual World Straight Pool or Virtual Straight Pool World Championship in VP4. It's a round 2 match between Romario and Freeball, race to 150. It's just started a few minutes ago. Got a message telling me the match was on. I was watching a snooker at the time, so I've decided I'm going to give up my snooker and we'll watch some of this match, so let's head in. So, Freeball has a slender lead in the first rack. Let's have a quick look at the bracket and see where this match is. It is a round 2 match. And the winner of this match will go through to play a Zero in the next round. Right. That's me just let Franco know, because he was the one that kindly informed me that the match was starting. I hadn't even thought to check the bracket and get this thing to steady down. Let's have a little check at the doodler, see it's working. That's fine. So Romario at the table on a run of 10, and there's just a couple of problem balls there, the 8 and the 4, and he has an angle on the 5 where he could just nudge something. He doesn't need to slam anything, and he's still okay. Let's have a look at the top of the table. Well, I hadn't checked the bracket today, so I hadn't looked to see who was scheduled to play. Fell asleep in the afternoon when I got home, and then I'd been watching a snooker all day. So I presume that Steve's reset the tournament so Larry can play the match. Well, that looks like a combo now. He's maybe left. Let's have a look. Well, he will have to make that, and he'll have to get good on it if he was going to make it. And he's run too far. Or has he? Yes, he has. Well, I'll be able to get that match tomorrow night. That was a good cut. Now he needs a bit of little inside English right hand side just to punch into these two balls. Again, he doesn't need to slam, he just needs to nudge something. Well, he's made his mind up. He's going to play the combo, but he needs to get dead behind it to make it, because it isn't set. Oh, and it goes. Well, he's got a tiny angle there, but if he forces this too much to try and move something, he's going to hang this 11 ball in the jaw, which actually might be a good option to break the balls if he does that, so he's got to be careful. Sometimes you've just got to take what you've got and leave it for another time. You see, he's trying to create something out of nothing, and it was never on, and now he's left Freeball a chance. I think, again, I don't think he can generate enough power on this shot to break an awful lot out. He can actually get the cue ball around, but it's the same thing again. Amp it up. But Romario this time decides just to take what's there and play a safety. Well, good evening, chaps. Welcome to the stream. And the other thing that made my mind up to decide to stream this after Dizzle had told me the match was on is the fact that I don't start till 8 o'clock tomorrow. And then I finish at 4 in the afternoon. Now, Dizzle keeps typing the forward slash thinking he's in VP4 to get the chat working. You don't need to type a forward slash. He keeps typing. So the score, there's only a point in it. Now, I don't know whether any of these guys ever watched that video that I posted. I posted a link 2 or 3 times in VP4. There's a very good old video on YouTube. I think I went on to YouTube and I typed in straight pull tips or something like that, and there's like an hour-and-a-half long video where there's a guy who explains a lot of the shots in straight pull that come up. And it's well worth a watch. It really is, because, you know, a lot of the time everybody tries to move balls in straight pull when you don't need to move them. It's about moving the cue ball. And there's obviously a cluster of balls in the middle of the table there that something's going to have to give at some point, but there's a right time and a wrong time to do it. Sometimes the cluster's better to remain there for safety's sake. So free ball, just on a run of 3. Now he's missed a 6. Now Romario, knowing what Romario's like, well, it is. It's a good video. It definitely is. Just go onto YouTube. I can't remember. He's an American pool player. He's well known in the States. I've even forgotten his name. But if you type in straight pool tips, I'm sure that's like one of the top videos that will come up. And if you're playing in this tournament, you should sit and watch it. That's the best advice I can give people. You should watch it and try and absorb some of the information the guy gives you, because it's actually quite handy. There's sort of general rules on how you play certain shots in straight pool, and it definitely would be good advice for a lot of these players. Romario, being impatient as he is, generally has a smack at him and doesn't take his time enough. He can score in this game, no doubt about it, but his main fault is he just doesn't assess the situation long enough, and before you know it, he's made a hash of it. So he's out of shape there, but he might still have a shot. That wasn't what he played, so he's got the roll in. And this is the thing about straight pull: when there's a lot of balls on the table, it's very easy to run out of line. Now he has to get an angle here for a break shot, and I don't know whether that's it, whether he can squeeze enough out it. How's his luck? And he's got nothing, I think. Is that 14 ball going? Oh, that's a 12 ball. That shows you how good my eyes are getting. So the run goes to 13. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 balls there that are there for the potting. And that's really what he should be doing right now. He should just be taking what's there And there's a good opportunity off that 13 ball just to the left of the pack to take that at some point to then release one or two of the others. So you see he's going for it now. But once again he's out of shape. That's the problem. He's leaving himself tougher shots to keep the run going. The right time to take that 13 was probably later on. But he's lucky enough the balls are now wide open. And he should be then looking to see what ball is going to be his break ball. There's no really a great break ball here. Well, that 12 ball might be the break ball. So we'll see if he leaves it. So the first priority though, and now he's out of line, so now he has to take the 4 and run behind the 9 here in this bottom rail, get rid of the 9, and then if he gets good onto that 1 ball into the middle, well, he's nudged the 1, so now he's out of line again. He's still got it into the right middle, and now, well, roughly where the cue ball is now, but away from that cushion would be the best shot to probably get the break. Well, he's going to go too far, and this is where it can all go wrong. He's had a run of 25, and he just straight in, didn't mess about, and a broken, not too bad. Now if we look at the cluster here, there's nothing here you need to run into. Nothing at all. It's just about picking the blocking balls. You need to deal with the problem balls first, if you can. And again, he's taking a risk just running into them doing that. If you're going to prolong your run, you have to pick and choose the balls in straight pull. That's why the pros can come to the table and run 150. Because they're playing it the right way. So Romario's run goes to 31, and once again, while he's doing this run, in the middle of the run, he should be thinking about the break ball. And again, there's a break ball sitting there. Let's have a look at the triangle and see what we've got. Well, the 9 ball would be the favourite. That 2 ball possibly as well. I don't think that's encroaching in the triangle, but it's right at the back of the pack. So he has 2 choices here as to how he goes about this, but he's got a problem ball on the left hand side of the table first of all, and well, ideally he would want to get on it, try to draw to the rail. Brushes the 9 ball, he's still okay, and the 9 ball's definitely the break shot, and he's got a good position here to get good on the 9. He's got a little angle off the rail, get a little stun, needs to be firm to get that cue ball out. Well, he's running soft, and he's got a slight angle. Now the danger with this is he doesn't want to have too much on this, or he'll run off the edge of that pack and follow the 9 ball in. Well, he's caught the top end, and that will do. So this run has now gone to 40. Now this is got to be careful, because there's not an awful lot to pick here. And I don't think he can see enough of the 8 ball. And that's better. But now he's running out of balls. He has to, once he's got these couple of balls, he has to look at some way of nudging something out. And it's critical that he does, because he's only going to have really one opportunity at it the way it's looking at the moment. Now, I think he's gone too far. If he'd finished lower in that 4-ball, he would have had an angle there to just brush into the edge of the 1 possibly. Well, that's all you need. You just need to nudge 1 out and have a shot. But you still got that little cluster of 3. And now he's out of line. Well, he knows if he cuts this, he's going to run into that cluster of 3, or he should do. But it's tough. Oh, he's missed it. Well, it's going to have to be a break ball, but the break ball is going to have to be the 3 to nudge into these 3 balls. And it needs to keep running. It needs to keep going. He's going too straight. And there's no combo. So the run is at 50. And he tried his best, but well, he's going to have to call the bank here, and I don't even think he can do that because that 1 ball's stopping the bank. Well, he's called the bank, but I don't think it's on because you're going to brush the 1 away. Well, that's a good run for Romario. 51, and that gives him a healthy lead at this stage in the match, and it puts the pressure on Freeball. He's going to have to be careful, and he's going to have to get something off this visit here. The problem again, he's going to have to get good position for a break shot. That's running too far, too heavy. So it's a thin cut, and he's going to run around the angles. He'd be unlucky not to clip something here, but it's a tough cut. Of course, the biggest danger is missing the pot and smacking into the pack and leaving them all for Romario again, so that this is a crucial shot. No. Just the safety. So, Freeball's visit is just the 3 balls that were left on the table. And Romario, a bit heavy. But not a lot of damage done here because there's only the 10 ball for the taking. And he's done well to nudge 1 out. Now how's that 14 at the back of the pack? Well, that's not going anywhere. There's a possible combo, but even that's not good because it's not easy to get good on it and try and even make that combo. So he's got the 8 ball and he has the 12. Now if he can get a good angle further up the table here, he can certainly bring a few balls out. Well, decided to, I think he got lucky there, to be honest with you, because I would have run up the table to get good on that to break the balls better, but he's now struggling. Now can he get anything off this 9 ball? Now here's the pressure shot. 3 ball down the rail. He's got to hit the pack off this. And, well, he has. And I think he's left a straight 15. Let's have a look. Well, there's a slight angle to it. Very, very difficult to judge this. But Romario not hanging about. He's got his eye in. I'll give him that. And there's a mini crisis here for Freeball because he can't get scoring. And he's going to have to do some. This is where you have to get wise. It's like every game of pool or billiards. If you're struggling, then you have to have something else in your armoury to try and stifle your opponent. And the one thing about Romario I've found over the years is he doesn't have a lot of patience for messing about. But then that's one thing you want to try and do. You want to try and tie him up. Keep it tight. But above all, when you do get your chance, you have to score more than 3. So, not a good break ball here, I don't think. Let's have a look at this 13. That's right in the point. So that's going to go down onto the break spot here. But he's going to take it now. Well, this is... Oh, there's the mistake. I still don't think that's a good break ball unless you can finish in the middle of the table. See, now he's going in the short side of it. And he's going to draw into the pack here. Doesn't want to overdo it. Just needs something to come out and get good on it. And he's got one. And there is another one. So he's got a couple of balls. He can possibly run behind this 7 ball. Needs to get the pace right though. And once again, he's going to have to play this with a lot of English. He's going to nudge something, and that was the problem. It makes the shot much more difficult when you start putting left and right hand side in the cue ball. So once again, it's just a visit with 3 balls for Freeball. Well, he's living up to his name, Freeball, 3 ball. And Romario gets a little nudge, but I don't think he gets any luck. Now, again, the other point about this game, you have to always keep your eye in the pack, and you're always looking for combos. And Romario's, I don't know what he's trying to create here. Did he call the bank up and down? I think he did, didn't he? He called something. I was too busy talking away there. Yes, he called the bank up and down, so... But nothing doing. Now here's an example of what I'm talking about. When Freeball plays his safety here, the worst thing he'll ever do is set something up for Romario. So you've got to be careful when you're just brushing these balls. It's very, very easy to set up a combo. And Romario, I don't know whether he's going to be enticed by that 8 ball, but the 8 ball goes. But it's an aggressive shot, and Romario usually doesn't mess about. You see, this is where you have to punish the aggression. But you have to get a bit better luck than this, though. Romario's got away with that one. Now, that 4 ball does go. It does go. It's very tight, but it goes past the 13. And it goes past the 6, but it's extremely tight. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to capitalise on the mistakes now. Now, there's something I want to mention. I don't know whether any of you guys can give me a reason or a proper explanation as to why this happened. Wanwa, or Fan as he likes to be called, he asked me for a game of straight pool a couple of days ago. I raced to 100, and he's sitting at 2,800 rating. Now, you can explain to me if the ratings are working okay. He's sitting at 2,800. We played a race to 100, and I beat him. I can't remember. I beat him by about 20 points or something. And at the end of the match, I got nothing, and he got nothing. Well, he got nothing taken away. So there's something inherently wrong with straight pool ratings. If somebody who has a 2,800 rating can play somebody, I think I'm about 1,950 or something, and I get nothing out of winning that match. So that takes a bit of explaining. I think since he capped the ratings at 3,000 or something, he's broke something again. Now I think so far Freeball, the most he scored in a visit is 3, and that just won't get the job done. Every time he's coming back to the table, Romario's put another half a dozen or so or more onto the score. Well, they certainly aren't like 9-ball rating. They're not like any kind of rating. You beat somebody that's got double the amount of rating than you and you get nothing off them. That doesn't sound right. Sounds really weird. Now, have we got a combo here? See if we can get behind it quick. Well, there's nothing on there. I think Freeball's getting a bit desperate too soon here, and this is just playing into Romario's hands. Well, maybe that's what he's done. He's not the only one that's at 2,800, by the way. See if you actually look at Tornado Tam, who plays a lot of cowboy. He usually plays it in the 10-footer. With narrow pockets and whatever. His rating is at 2,800, and his rating doesn't change either. So it's broken, or it's locked at 2,800. You can play these guys and beat them, but you won't get any points off them. So there's something wrong. But anyway, the match at the moment is running away from Freeball. Romario has a healthy lead. And Freeball once again on a run of 2. Now that if that's the 11 ball up there and not the 13, then it will come down onto the break spot, and I think he's 2 straight. Is it the 11 or the 13? It's the 11. He's dead straight on it, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's exactly the point there. Far too thick on the pack, and it's just enough to nudge these balls out. And Romario is in again, and he's on 76 at the moment, but at the end of this visit it could be 90 odd, and that is too much of a hill to climb. Well, I think all of those ratings were all done in challenge rooms. I mean, I very rarely play straight pool. And he's certainly not a 2,800 rated player, I can say that. Now, has he got a sight on that 5? And already Romario's added another 10 onto his total. And a couple of break balls there. If that 14's out of the triangle, not the 14, the 12. They're both potential break balls, but I think it's going to be the 12 now. I'll just push the 2 up the table. Well, Romario is taking risks here because I think already he thinks he's too far ahead, and that might not be the best tactic. The Freeball should have enough experience to knuckle down and try and pick off some of this deficit here. Oh, mistake again, and that, I'm afraid, isn't going to help his cause. So this is, remember, is a double elimination tournament. If you lose your first match in the race to 150, you've got a second chance at it on the one loss side, race to 100. I don't think he can he squeeze the pot and angle on that? He's going to call the bank. This is a bit like an earlier match DJ Simon was playing. I forgot who it is he was playing. Who the hell was it he was playing? Was it Franco? I think it was. And the problem there is exactly the same as what Freeball has. He had plenty of chances, and Freeball's had plenty of chances to score, and he's just not scored. And if you're getting, you know, plenty of opportunities, but you're just not adding to the score, then there's nobody to blame but yourself. And this is exactly the same scenario here. Now the lead now goes to 50, and it's still not impossible. But you've got to start playing it really tight, and you've got to pot the balls. And that one that Freeball missed, well, you just can't make mistakes like that. And it's another contribution of 8 or 9 balls here. Well, he's got the split as well. That was excellent. And Romario just sights the ball and pots it. And when it works, it looks good. But when it isn't working, he starts missing them all over the place. Well, if you're listening, Ron, you need to get tactical here. You need to start using your head. This match is not over, provided you take what's there and keep it tight. And here's his chance to prove it. You need to look at study the balls, pick what you're going for, and keep control of that cue ball. If you look at the table now, there's 1, 2, 3 at the top end there in that back rail. And then there's 2, that's 5, 6, 7, there's 8 points there for the taking. And one of those balls, that 13 ball, or possibly the 4 ball, provided you can get rid of the 13 first, would be a little break ball to open up the cluster. And this is why it's so important to get your position and get your pattern right. Well, the angle's there in the 3 ball. He's got to get lucky. And that's unlucky. Now this is where you don't get over aggressive. Now this shot here in the 13, I wouldn't be taking that. I'd be nudging that and running down to the long grass. Well, no doubt about it, Romario is going to go for the cut. It's a contribution of 6. It reduces the deficit slightly. Well, he's picked the combo. And in it goes, and he's away again. And there's no doubt Romario is going to be dangerous against anybody. Anybody that takes him lightly, they'll do that at their peril. Now, what's he got here? Well, he needed to get a bit more into that. Can he squeeze it past? Yes, he can. That 15 ball could have been a possible break ball. Now, can he get good on the 2? Needs to keep going. He needs a bigger angle. Well, he's going to have to force this forward and around the corner and try and run into the back of the pack and get something. And he's got something. Just the 1 ball needed to get him going again. And he's now 61 in front. And he's going to have a dig here, nudge some more out. And that's the type of mistake that Romario makes, because he starts going faster and faster. And it's hung again. Well, Romario could run around the corner and pick off a couple of these balls at the back of the bunch. He'd still have a backup plan there on the right hand side, but he hasn't done it. See, that shot there, I would have went here to at least get on the 11 and maybe even nudge those, because you've always got an emergency back out with those balls over the pocket. You might never get another chance to get on that 13 ball. And that's the type of things you have to look for to try and keep your run going. So now he's dead straight in the 5, so he's got no opportunity to break these. He's probably going to have to play a bank. Maybe just draw back and play the bank in the 8 ball, I don't know. Well, banking the 10 ball looks a good call. So, Romario on to 120. Just 30 points more, and here's a pressure shot for Freeball. A good angle on the 1 to pot the 1 and just brush into the pack. but it ain't happening. So it's another mistake. Yeah, maybe you should have put a bit of practice in. Now, how's his luck here? What's he got? Oh, well, that's a little bit of luck you need. You still got a shot in the 14. 3 goes. Now, the problem with this 5 ball is you have to move it, the cue ball, to get on something. So he's on the 3, he's on the 4. He could dig into the 4 and just nudge something again if he wants. But this is where it can easily go out of line. Well, he's going to run into the 3 and the 1, but this is a thin cut. Oh, he's missed the 3 and 1. Surprised at that. I'm surprised he managed to sneak round behind it. Now, if you can get somewhere here on either of those 2 balls, he can certainly stun into the balls. He doesn't really need to. He can actually just pot the 7 and nudge into them. So there's no desperation here yet. Well, he's brushed into them now, but that, again, you're relying on luck to get on a ball, and he's neither here nor there on these 2. And that's cheating the pocket too much, I think. Well, that 1 ball could end up being the break ball. Not anymore, it's not. Now, this cut in the 10 and around the corner off the 2 rails and across to the left, if you can get closer to this left-hand rail, or if you can get out into the table, well, he actually played that well, because that's pretty good on the 3 ball to use it as a break ball, but he's missed the pot. And the same problem here for Freeball. He needs to get over on the right hand side and get either closer to the rail or out into the table. Well, it's now catching. So just 25 more points for Romario. I think he's 2 straight, is he? Yeah. And that's a clever shot, because it's now put the pressure on Freeball and playing his safety here. Now, remember the last shot he played, he just hit it far too thick, and that's enough to just nudge these balls out, and he's nudged the 1 out as well. Got to get them thinner. You've just got to feather the pack. Now, what's he got now? Well, the balls are going to go everywhere here. Well, I thought he'd have been more aggressive there. Doesn't matter. He's got enough on the table to work with. So 20 more required. That 14 ball at the top of that bunch of balls, that's sitting perfect for a little shot and a nudge. Well, he's nudged him now. But again, that's just relying on luck to landing something. But he's still looking good. He's dropped the 7 in. I don't think he planned that though. There's not a great break ball here, not an obvious one anyway. But if he can get something out of this, he can finish the match at this visit. He's gone too far, I think, needs to bounce. Needs to get up the table, that'll do. Now ideally he wants to get on this 5 ball. So the run comes to an end at 12. And only 12 required to go through to round 2. Well, that's nudging the 2. Now, if he can get the 5 ball and get that cue ball just up the table 3 or 4 inches, I think he's dead straight. Yeah. How's his luck? Well, can he make that potting angle on the 9? I think he can. Well, this could be his last shot though if he doesn't get it. And he doesn't get it. And he's going to... Well, how about that? Has he left him hooked? No, he hasn't. He's got a shot in the 5. I thought he was going to get really lucky there and corner hook Romario, but he has a shot in the 5. And he's hung it up. So there's a lifeline here yet. To try and make the score a little bit more respectable. Now, can he cut that one without scratching? I think he can just come off the point. Little nudge on the 6, but the shots are getting tougher. Now will Romario try and play a 4-ball combo here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think he can resist it. He's looking at it. No, he's calling 8. Oh, I thought that looks a good combo. It still looks a good combo. It looks a good combo in the 6. 1, 2, 3, and that's running there to cut the 6 in. I don't know whether anybody's looked at it. Well, that'd be a really desperate shot to go for that. Anyway, it's free ball at the table. Romario's way ahead in the distance. And straight away, Freeball's got himself in trouble. Left himself a pressure shot in the 1. It looks like... Is it going to go? Oh, he's hung it up. And these pockets, you just get them offline. They're just going to hang up. So the 9 ball is the emergency backup ball. And now just 9 points required. The 7 ball's in the triangle, so if that doesn't get potted, it's going to come down onto the break spot in the kitchen. So Romario deciding to take it now and try and leave a break shot off this 14. Well, that's not going to do him any favours. This is a pressure shot to keep this safe. But again, the thing is these players aren't using the deliberate foul. You see, the shot he should have played there is a deliberate foul. But then I think he's left it on. But he should have just run into the pack and covered that shot. He didn't have to play down the table. And this is where knowing the rules of the game a wee bit more can sometimes help your game, and use the rules to your advantage. As a defensive shot there, Ron should have just ran to the pack. Okay, if Romario was on the ball, which Romario is at this game, he would have just played a deliberate foul as well and put the pressure on Freeball not to run to 2 fouls. But you have to use that as a tactic sometimes. And, well, that was an opportunity missed there. And these are going to finish the match. So just the 3 required, and they're all there. And so Romario goes through to round 3. We'll have a look at the bracket and see how it squares up after this match. And he wins the match by 150 points to 67. And we'll see how that looks on the bracket. That'll update in a minute or two. Let's just reduce it and see what happens. So, as we said earlier, Romario now, the winner, is going through to play Acero now. I believe Acero's probably one of these 2,800 rated players as well. I think he plays a fair wee bit of straight pool. Now that should be a very good match. But I think the problem Romario might find in that match is that I don't think... I think Acero will be more than willing to take advantage of the mistakes that Romario more than likely will make. And there's a look further down the bracket. Larry is going to be playing Franco, and the information I got from their first attempt at playing this match, Larry was a no-show, but Larry was ill, and so the match has been rearranged for is that tomorrow night, and it's at 8 PM, so I'll be there to stream that match. Looking forward to seeing that. I don't know whether there's any other matches scheduled. Well, there is a match set up, and it's semi-pro against Vinces. And Vinces won his first match against Gung Ho, 150 to 40. Well, Vinces is going to be I'm expecting him to be a reasonably strong opponent for semi-pro. So there's some good matches set up in this tournament, but I think there's a few players probably need to gen up on the sort of tactical side of straight pool to actually help their game. So there's a long way to go, a lot of matches still to play, and we've got a match there with Baker Maker and Albinario. That's another probably another good match. Albinario, I think, got a bye in the first round. There's still some second round matches to take place, so One lost side's going to take a while to get up and running as well until these match results come through. Snake Eyes won earlier. Sorry, lost earlier. Now who the hell was he playing? Was that a one-loss? Oh, so it was. I thought it was a winner side. It was a one-loss side match, raced to 100. And Snake Eyes beat Wanwa or Fan 100 to 72. And Freeball now plays Daily Hustle in the one-loss side. And Fast Eddie's waiting on a player, and Mark Sharp's waiting on somebody. So we'll be back tomorrow night, folks, at 8 PM, 2000 hours GMT. And until then, thanks for your company, and hope you can join us tomorrow night at the same time, roughly. And we should be there for the start of the match. Here's hoping everybody's okay and everybody turns up, and we'll get the match going, and we'll get it streamed as and when it starts. So until then, we will bid you good night, and we will see you again soon.